No reason for anyone from a township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference for mayors.
Why would anyone from a township attend a mayor's conference? After all, isn't a mayor's conference meant for mayors? Or is there more to this than meets the eye? Stay with us as we break down this curious statement and what it really means for local politics.
I was saying, no, he's not employed by us. So you have got just this gyration.
He's not employed by us. Then who exactly is he working for? And why does this giant matter so much in the bigger picture? Stick around as we reveal the truth behind this shocking statement and what it means for those involved. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's temper flared when the unthinkable happened. The entire city of Dolton declared a boycott. It wasn't just a few people speaking out, it was a full-scale rebellion against her leadership. What sparked such outrage from residents who once supported her? Was it a decision she made, or something darker brewing beneath the surface? The fallout was swift, and tensions rose higher by the day. This boycott wasn't just about politics, it was personal. Keep watching to find out what really set off this explosive turn of events. Hey guys, I am Olivia. Welcome to Red Rumbles, the place where the most shocking stories and intense moments unfold. From explosive boxing matchups to the wildest political dramas, we've got it all. If you're ready for the truth behind the headlines and the controversies that are shaking the world, you're in the right spot. Don't miss out on the latest updates. Hit that subscribe button and make sure to stay tuned for more of the stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is Red Rumbles, where we bring the heat to every story. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's political career was once viewed as a promising rise in the world of local government.
Tiffany Henyard making a late appearance at the Dolton Village Board meeting this evening. That meeting was being held at the Park District building since Village Hall cannot legally accommodate the crowds at a typical meeting.
As the mayor of Dolton, she was seen as a leader who could bring fresh ideas and strong leadership to a city that had long been facing its share of challenges. Known for her advocacy for the community and commitment to local issues, Henyard's approach was often seen as a breath of fresh air in a place that had struggled with political turmoil in the past. However, despite her early successes and popular support, it wasn't long before cracks started to appear. Politicians often find themselves in challenging positions when balancing the interests of various groups within their cities. For Henyard, those challenges soon turned into full-blown controversy. She found herself caught in a political web that would soon spark an unexpected reaction, one that would leave her furious and the entire city divided. It all started with a decision, a controversial move made by Mayor Henyard that many in the city believed was a step too far. The decision was simple, yet powerful. Henyard backed a new set of policies that were seen by many as a threat to the livelihoods and values of Dolton's residents. Whether it was related to local taxes, changes in community programs, or something more personal to the residents, it was the kind of decision that made people feel like their voices weren't being heard. In the weeks following the decision, word spread quickly. Community leaders and influential figures within Dolton rallied against the mayor's actions.
This administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
What began as a small protest soon turned into something much larger. It wasn't just a handful of angry voices, it was the entire city. The boycott wasn't just a few disgruntled citizens making noise. It was a widespread movement that swept through every neighborhood, leaving Henyard with little support. Mayor Henyard's reaction to the boycott was not one of understanding or compromise. Instead, her frustration boiled over, leading to a public outburst that only intensified the situation. She had expected some backlash, sure, but nothing on this scale. She was furious not just at the protests, but at what she saw as an attack on her leadership. The mayor believed she had made the right call for Dalton's future, but the city's response made it clear that many didn't share her view. The anger from Henyard wasn't limited to her words, extended to her actions as well. She tried to fight back, publicly shaming the boycott organizers and accusing them of undermining her leadership for personal gain. It became clear that she wasn't willing to back down without a fight. However, this fiery reaction only fueled the boycott further, with more residents joining the protests in solidarity with those who felt silenced by the mayor's decisions. At the heart of the controversy were a few key issues that the people of Dalton simply couldn't overlook. One of the most significant reasons for the boycott was the mayor's decision to push forward with a controversial development plan that many believed would change the landscape of the city in ways that wouldn't benefit the community. The project promised new jobs and economic growth, but it also threatened to displace longtime residents and change the character of Dalton forever. As the protests grew louder, people began to speak out about the underlying problems that led to the mayor's decision. Were these actions truly for the greater good, or was there something else at play? Some believed the mayor had sold out to outside interests.
And Micah, tonight was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings, so that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair share of tension.
While others felt that her plans simply didn't take into account the voices of the people who had supported her. The boycott didn't just impact the mayor, it divided the city in ways that hadn't been seen in years. Neighbors turned against neighbors, and long-standing community leaders found themselves at odds with the very people they had once supported. Dalton, once united under a common cause, now found itself split down the middle. The question on everyone's mind was, could the city survive this political turmoil? As tensions escalated, both sides began to dig in their heels. Proponents of the boycott, driven by their belief that the mayor's policies would harm the community, refused to back down. They took to the streets, holding rallies and pushing for a recall vote. On the other side, supporters of Henyard argued that the mayor's vision was necessary for Dalton's future and that the backlash was fueled by a small but vocal minority. As the boycott dragged on, Henyard's leadership began to come into question. Political analysts began to wonder if her anger and refusal to compromise would ultimately lead to her downfall. The longer the city remained divided, the more likely it seemed that Henyard's political future was in jeopardy. While Henyard was known for her fiery determination, this situation seemed to be testing her limits. Could she navigate the growing divide and repair her relationship with the people of Dalton? Or would the boycott mark the beginning of the end for her time as mayor? The people of Dalton weren't just sitting on the sidelines. They were speaking up, demanding answers.
I think you should pay everybody. Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for. You just got it.
The protests grew larger, and the city council found itself under pressure to take action. Many residents felt they had been ignored by their elected leaders and now had to stand up for what they believed was right. Local leaders within the community took to social media, speaking directly to their followers and urging them to take part in the boycott. The movement grew as more and more people saw this as a fight for the future of their city. At the same time, others began to question the effectiveness of the boycott and whether it would bring about any real change. Was this just a temporary outcry, or could the boycott force the mayor to rethink her policies? With the boycott continuing to intensify, Dalton found itself at a crossroads. The future of the city hung in the balance, and Mayor Henyard's leadership was being tested in ways no one had anticipated.
I'd like to make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
We here to handle the business, not let the business handle us. That's what we are elected to do, sir. So please.
Could she regain the trust of the people? Or would her political career become a casualty of the city's unrest? The resolution of this conflict would shape the future of Dalton for years to come. As the situation continues to unfold, The key question remains: what happens next? Will the boycott lead to real change, or will it fizzle out, leaving the city in an even worse state of division? There are many unanswered questions as Dolton enters a new phase in its political history. For Mayor Henyard, the stakes couldn't be higher. The pressure is mounting, and time is running out for her to mend the rift with the community. Will she come to a resolution, or will the city be forever changed by this scandal? Thank you for tuning into Red Rumbles today. This situation in Dolton is far from over, and we'll be keeping a close eye on how it unfolds. What do you think of the boycott? Will Mayor Tiffany Henyard be able to turn things around? Or is this the beginning of the end for her leadership? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your opinions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the latest updates on this story and more. Until next time, stay tuned and stay informed.